to anyone listening to the sound of my voice, I want to officially welcome you to another episode of my podcast, the Next Generation Orientation Podcast. And on this episode, we'll be talking about gaining universal wisdom. So when we talk about universal wisdom, we're trying to make you to understand the process and understanding how nature and life, nature of mankind works in generally. You understand? So there's one thing about knowing the principles of life. There's one thing about having the common sense. So universal wisdom is kind of that common sense that you have, that you know how the nature and mankind in everything is being put to place. So I guess it's something that you will never regret joining. Thank you so much for joining, my brother. I want to welcome you officially on this episode.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm becoming a regular now.
Yeah, because this is our third. This is our third recording now. I guess. So talking about that, getting universal wisdom. I don't know what would what actually prompted you to choose that. Wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, before I come to that, I really want to thank all the viewers we've had.
Yeah, so far so good.
Those that have liked, those that have viewed the short videos, the long ones, whichever way, man. Really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, it's been going very well.
Yeah. Coming to that, I'm this person that has many interests in life in general. Mm-hmm. Not just the side attractions, but life itself. How are we? What are we? And all of that. Yeah. So the moment I saw that topic, I was like, I think I'll do this one. There was another one I chose, but that would be on a later day. But this one, I saw it, and there's this in the core resonate. It just resonated with me. Yeah, and I was like, I think I'll do this.
Gaining universal wisdom.
Yeah. We live in a universe.
Exactly.
So to speak, our solar system, our planet is part of one big, giant universe.
Exactly.
And so it's important we get to, once in a while, remind ourselves, because the truth is, I doubt if any of our listeners would say they haven't come across or they don't really know what we've been talking about. Ramdas says there is nothing I would tell you now that you haven't heard of or you don't know. The simple difference is that he just says it well. And he went on to say, if what I said is not true, how come you be like, yeah, whenever I say something and you go like, yes, you shake your head and you be like, it's because we just, so basically what we're just doing is reminding ourselves of these things. You get, it's not as if it's something technical that you need to go to the school or attend some professional programs to get. It's something we know, but once in a while we tend to forget, based on side attractions of life and every other things we've engaged in. And it's always good to have such programs. This podcast, to talk about the things we tend to forget. And so all you'll be hearing,
just kind of being ignorant about.
Yeah. And so all we are most part of this program, this podcast, is just reminding ourselves of these trivial things. Good man talked about big things in small, and every other speakers that have come on board. And what we'll be doing today is equally part of that.
Part of it, yeah. So going straight to the point. So the universal wisdom, what do you think universal wisdom is all about? Your own understanding, clear understanding.
When I chose that topic, I had what I wanted to say. But then I decided to say, let me look for the meaning of verse. I know what uni means. Uni means one.
Yeah.
Then universe, that's universe gave birth to universal. So I started digging. I got to a point where it was mainly talking about stanzas of a poem and all that. I was like, no, this can't be the real thing. So I went in deeper. For those that study English language, you come across something like etymology. Etymology is how a word was derived. Yeah. So I went to the etymology of verse, and what I saw was quite wonderful. In the ancient, from where it was generated, it meant plow. You know how you farm? Uh-huh. When you pick the soil, you turn.
Yes.
You pick it,
you turn again.
That was from where the word was generated. So verse is more like a turning, it's turning.
Yeah.
But in poem, it's a line of stanza, just lines of music,
just
lines. So I got to, I fixed one or two together and got to realize that universe is simply the one turning,
rotating.
You get.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
when I got to that kind of opening or revelation, I was like, wow.
That's why they say the world is
wonderful.
revolving.
Yeah. And when you look at the nature of the universe, you see that everything is constantly turning, moving. The sun going up, coming down, the moon, and all of that. Likewise, we human beings, we are not exempted. And so coming to universal wisdom, it more or less means gaining knowledge that helps you constantly evolving. I don't know if you get.
Exactly.
There are just things like someone helps you, you just say thank you. You're
just getting that knowledge that helps you keep moving.
Keep moving, keep evolving, keep becoming a better person, in whichever way. But it's vast. You get. There are, like in the Bible will say wisdom is profitable to direct. It helps you move from where you are to where you want to be. It's wisdom. It's you knowing how to. It's you knowing what to do. It's you knowing who to. You and I now could be on a road, and my destination could be. Okay, right now we are recording in Asokoro. My destination now could be Marabanyanya, which is towards Nasarawa State, and yours could be Garki or Central area. If I should go with you, we are moving.
Yeah, but you have missed your direction.
But I'm not moving in the right direction as much as I am moving. Okay? But gaining this wisdom, gaining this knowledge helps me to know at what juncture should I turn right
or left
so as to get to where I am going.
Your direction.
And so I will start by, there is this. Sorry for those that are not Christian or who are not conversant with the Bible, but I wanted opening this conversation with that verse that John chapter 1, verse 1. The Bible said, in the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. Then he went on to say, nothing was created without the Word. And somewhere along the line, Jesus said, I and the Father, we are one. Why I started with this is, it is safe to say that we all, those of you watching, those listening on Spotify or wherever branch in which you are tuning in, we are all a creation of the one. We are all creation of God. We are all creation of the Almighty. And in as much as we now look diverse in nature, appearance, skin, idea, and all that, when you go back far into where we came from
the origin, we are all one. Exactly.
And it's a very important thing to carry on with you as you go about your daily life.
You have to know.
There is no denying it. No matter how much you want to deny it, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We all came from the same source. Those in the Hindu religion, I like talking about them a lot. The Orientals, those from the East, they will tell you we are all the manifestation of the one. That was why I started with that meaning of the universe. You are God acting Desmond. I am God acting Olisemeka. You are God acting as a viewer and a listener. It's just for you to realize this, and things will begin to move better for you in some way. I don't know if you get.
I'm getting it.
And the man polishing your shoe is just God polishing your shoe, and all of that. There's this beautiful poem there's this monk, he's late now. Teach Nat Han, I hope I pronounced it well. There was this part of this poem, I'll just give you some part. He said, I'm the beautiful mayfly that appears, I think, in the summer to, catch the fresh sunrise and all of that. He's equally the beautiful green snake that came and ate the mayfly. He says he's the beautiful, I think he says Ugandan girl that was captured by the pirate. And he's also the pirate who raped the girl and dumped her into the sea. And along, it was what he was recounting there was, if whoever has come across that poem is just the one manifesting he ended that stanza with saying he's the pirate, he's also the pirate that raped the girl and threw the girl into the ocean because his heart is not yet capable of love. He's also the merchant. I have the poem in my phone, but for the maybe I won't have to go on reading.
Yeah.
But basically, what he's talking about is the one manifesting in different forms.
In different forms, yeah.
So one of the things I would like you to go with today is knowing that we are all one. It's just like coming to the traffic light and seeing Honda Accord, seeing Honda Pilot, seeing Toyota Camry. They are all cars. I don't know if you get
different brand.
It's just different branding. They all have engines, they all have tires, seats, steering wheel, car stereo, Bluetooth and all that. You get one just manifested as an Accord, the other manifested as Range Rover.
The one manifested as Camry.
That's just one of the things you need to know moving along. Because when you get to know this, you will relate with people properly. You will relate with you begin to see this person as you. And that's why the golden rule says, do unto your neighbor what you want it to be done to you.
Yeah.
We all know this thing. It's not as if it's new, even if it sounds new, but once you get to hear it, you will be like, yeah, this is true, because it resonates with our essence, with what we are. We are not different. We are only playing a part. I think it was either Aristotle or one of these great people. He said the world is a stage and we humans, we are just actors. Okay. And moving on along that same line, I would equally want us to bear in mind the fact that we are all, like in the John chapter 1 verse 1, I say, we are all that same word made manifest. It's not just about Jesus. It's not just about the holy man or God or whatever you interpret it to be. When you look around, we are all the word of God. The tree is the word of God. I am the word of God. You are the word of God. You are the word of God. And coming to terms, coming to terms with all of this is magical. Trust me, because it will help you connect. It will help you to lead a peaceful life. It will help you to live a quality life. There is nothing else that wisdom does to you than give you direction. There is nothing else it does to you than help you become a better you.
Exactly.
And so it's really, really important you get that point and you get to, whenever you can, whenever you are not carried away, apply it in your daily day-to-day life, knowing that you and other people, you are one.
We are all the same.
You and the Almighty too, you are one. I don't know if you get.
Yeah, coming to that, you know that there's actually something about getting universal wisdom, like we talked about, that we are all one. You understand? And I believe that for the fact that we are one, that means there's a particular target that everybody have, like that we all have, that the Creator has made us to have. You understand?
Sure.
Like, because the Bible said that we are created in the image of God. Sure. So Him that created us have a plan for Him that we all are supposed to do. So if you look at the end of the day, we all have one something that we are supposed to do, but in different parts.
Definitely.
At the end of the day, it's just one thing, but in different parts. But the most important thing is understanding that how do we get to this destination of this path?
You see,
and all those things are wisdom, because you can never go through, you will never get to the destination if you don't know the path and if you don't know how to.
I get. You see, There is this, can't remember quite well where I heard it, but the saying goes that this. They say when you see God, there is no unseen
God.
You know, it's like when you come to a place and you spot a particular pattern in that place. There is no way you tell me I spotted it now, I unspotted it.
It's not possible.
Once you've seen it, you've seen it. There is no going back. You can choose to ignore, but there is no way you're going to tell me you didn't see it. I don't know. It's not like offering light and turning it. No. Once you've seen it, you've seen it.
Yeah.
Now, coming to that particular goal, the truth is, we are all journeying back to where we came from. There is no two ways about it. I was listening to this Islamic, I don't know if he's imam or scholar. I think they call him Muftek, or you might have come across him. Yeah, white beard, one fair guy like that. I think it was this week. I saw one of his clips. He was like, we came into this world empty. You struggle to amass so much, and then you go back
empty,
leaving everything behind. Is that not a miracle?
I don't believe you.
When I saw that clip, I laughed. I was like, it was deep, and yet it was still very, very true. The goal is we are all going back to where we came from. We are all going back to the world. It doesn't matter if I'm a Hindu or a Christian. It doesn't matter if I'm a traditionalist or whatever. It doesn't matter even if I don't belong to any sect. At the end of the day, we are going back to where we came from. Alan Watts said, imagine what it's like to wake up after having never gone to sleep. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that?
You can't wake up if you don't, without sleeping.
He went on to say,
imagine you wake up.
Imagine what it's like to
wake up.
Okay, wait, let me get it. Imagine what it's like to wake up after having never gone to sleep. And again, imagine what it's like to go to sleep. How did he put it? But one is when you were born, and the other is when you die. I don't know. Before you were born, before you came out of the womb, you never knew what it was like. It's like imagining waking up after having never gone to sleep, and imagine what it's like to sleeping, die. After all these things. So all these things, it's like going forward, make a U-turn, come back to where you started from.
That's clear.
And so, whatever you are able to pick along that road, along the route, along whatever path you've taken, I think it should be something that would make that path worthwhile. It's just like leaving your house in the morning and then doing everything you do and then come back. It gets to a point you might want to assess, how has my day gone?
Yeah.
Have I impacted people positively? Have I impacted people negatively? Have I been able to achieve something? Have I not been able to achieve? Because at the end of the day, you walk into your house, you close your door. At the end of the day, we'll go back to the one and all of this. For some that you say at the end of the day, you just die. It doesn't matter if you had a PhD or you never even saw school. You get.
With your PhD, you definitely gonna die.
So it's important as you move towards that path, whatever path it is, it doesn't matter. We're all going back to where we came from. But the most important thing is how well
did you go through that path,
and the impact you've made and all of that. And so, as you go on that path, knowing that 1, you are a human. 2, you are a manifestation of the Almighty. 3, whoever you meet on that path is, how do I put it? I wouldn't say it's a helper, but whoever you meet on that path is equally a fellow traveler. A fellow traveler. So when you can help, you help. When you can correct, you correct. Whatever it is you can do. Because the funny thing is, as you're doing it to this person, they're equally doing it to your own self. You get? So whatever you can do to help that person make a smooth transition while on this earth, it's absolutely important. You can't just overlook it. I'm being honest with you. Though sometimes some people might say, what of those that goes on doing bad things? What of those that goes on, doing things that are wicked and all of that are on the negative side? The thing is, you need to get to a point where you have to accept certain things. You get? If you come across someone today that hurt you, you need to get to that point where you know that this hurt is equally part of the part. I don't know if you get.
Yeah.
That is, and then you get to know that there is no, it's not my portion. There is no back to sender and all that. It was there to teach you something.
Exactly.
It was there, even probably to help you go a step further.
Yes.
Because we are humans and you can't deny that fact. At some point, we always want something that pleases us, something that profits us alone, something to which we have very good advantage, not bearing in mind who we hurt or who we do that. And there are equally times when we become so conscious that you don't want to hurt somebody. And so just take it that at that point in time, that person is going his own business unconscious of others. You just learn.
Exactly.
Because when you learn, you realize that you won't do it to another person. But when you don't learn, you go on with your own, not minding what happened. You're more like, if this person do me, I go do person back.
Yeah,
but it's not supposed to be like that.
To be so.
It's meant to, whatever happens to you, you process it within yourself.
Will you like it if this thing?
Yeah.
No?
If it's been done to you, would you
like it?
Don't do it. Even though it's been done to you, but
as long as you don't feel good,
when
it's been done to you, you don't feel good about it. Don't do it.
Let it be let it be a stepping stone to even getting better traction. Moving fine and all of that. This path is wonderful. It's really, really wonderful. And again, coming to this universal wisdom, it goes way beyond just being human. It goes into the realms of what you do. Be you a professional in whatever field, be you a career human being, be you a business person, be you whatever it is you are, be you on the religious path, be you not on the religious path, you need to know fully well what this my path entails.
You need to get the knowledge of what your path entails.
If you are a business person, you need a very good knowledge of what you're doing.
That is it.
If you are a religious man, be you the pastor, priest,
you need to know what religion is all about. So you're not going to be
that's part of what you're doing.
So you're not going to be kind of
because the thing is when you don't have adequate knowledge, background, whatever on what you're doing, you just keep messing things up.
Definitely.
You might have had experience where you go to somebody to get something, and at the end of the day you'll be like, this person don't even know what they do say. This person doesn't know what they are. Look at how they messed all these things up, and it's as a result of that person not being well grounded in what,
not having enough knowledge on that particular part. Yes.
In order to make a good impact, you need to be well grounded.
Very well.
Just like if you have a sound engineer that doesn't know what he's doing, you won't get a good audio on this podcast.
Exactly.
That one is certain. So also it is when you meet, say, a man of God who is not well grounded on what it is.
He won't give you the message of the kingdom of God.
Thank you. So that is
just one thing.
So whatever you do,
for knowledge,
be the best at it. This seeking or gaining universal wisdom there is nothing extraordinary in it.
Just a common sense.
It's just common sense. Just common sense.
But when we talk about it, just like it's a big deal.
Yeah, when you see it, it looks like it's something technical, it's something professional. You need
common sense. Just seek for knowledge.
As you go out every day, the things you need to be better human being are on your road, they are on your path daily.
Yeah.
As you engage with people, what you need to know with those people daily. The thing is, how consciously are you approaching these things? That's all.
Yeah.
It's just like someone who just came out to observe something. They will put all their mind, their heart, their attention, focus on that thing so that nothing will escape them. I don't know if you get. So also is how we are supposed to go about. You are not supposed to just go about, concern me, just, you miss a lot of things. Things that would help you become better, you miss them. Even things that hurt you, you won't even know what hurt you, because at that point you're not being intentional. You're not being conscious
about it. Yeah.
Your mind no deep.
You just
just go, make we be say we go. And it's not supposed to be like that.
It's supposed to be like that at all. You're supposed to go being intentional.
Yeah. Right now, as a time of recording, I believe till it's been published, unless God does a miracle tomorrow that is Sunday, the country is going through a lot. You get. And in times like this, it would be wrong. It would be wrong to say go about life the same way the country is treating us right now,
without having the wisdom.
Very, very wrong.
Totally wrong.
The fact that things are difficult right now, it's not a license for you to go out and make things unbearable for others. It's wrong.
Totally wrong.
I'm saying it's wrong.
Totally wrong.
When you get something, process it. Make sure out of that thing you got, whatever you are transmitting on to others should be something that is well refined, something that is right.
Rightfully, yeah. It have to be rightfully. And for you to get something that is rightfully, you have to be intentional. You have to seek for it.
Yeah.
Because the Bible talks about seeking. Anytime the Bible talks about seeking, means that it's very important. Yes. So when we talk about the kingdom of God and the righteousness, the Bible talks about seek knowledge.
Sure.
Yes, so that people will not perish with the lack of knowledge, because lack of knowledge is actually causing us a lot of harm in the society. When you don't have this wisdom, there's a lot of harm it's causing in the society.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
You are going to be lost. You are going to be lost in the path you are going through. You just imagine that you are going in a place you don't know. You're going to be lost.
You need direction.
You need direction. So
you need questions.
Lacking wisdom is like not having direction.
Yeah. And there's this saying that says, if you know not where you are sailing, like sheep. If a sheep knows where it's going, no port is favorable. You can be moving along. You can be moving. But in as much as you don't have a sense of direction, you don't have a destination. There is no place you will get to that you will say, this is my destination. And when you look at our millennials right now, our contemporary society, when you look at our youth, most especially our youth, I would say, right now, a lot of us are on our way with the sense of, I need to achieve something. But within that conquest of going to achieve something, there is no substance behind it. I don't know. Like I think on one of our last podcasts, I tell you, it's like seeing a 30-year-old guy be like, life don't tire me. I'll be like, you're just 30. You're just 25. You're just 21. And I'll be like, life don't. It's like going on a 12 hours journey and you get to Abaji. You say
you never even reach 3 hours. You say journey don't tire you. You didn't know that journey was 12 hours before?
I don't know if you get.
Yeah,
you have a life of God's willing 60, 70, 80, and you are at 30, and you are saying so that's what happens when you see people roaming about without sense of direction. It's very, very important. One of your last speakers said something on planning.
Power of planning.
Power of planning. It's important. That was why I had to use that saying. If a ship knows not where it sails, no port is favorable. And that's why you see most of our young people, you're engaged here, you're engaged there, and at the end of the day, it's more like you're going home with nothing. But when you see a man that is focused on what he's doing, my brother,
in this particular field, you get the knowledge.
You hardly see him tell you he's tired. There might be days he will be down, but he's not done. He's not tired. He just knows today he's down, and tomorrow he's going up again, because there is a sense of where he's going. But once you see someone who has no sense of where they are going to, my brother, a little tumble and they just
shake. They will just shake.
You know, people of nowadays, we are used to this soft life. My brother, the life no soft.
It's not soft as we think.
I don't know if you get it. Is not soft.
No,
and that's one of the things you equally need to pick up. You need to know that it is not going to be easy
at all.
Because when you have that at the back of your mind, you know that it's not bed of roses. No, there is this Igbo music, this Ajofianewi, one of the music. It say Nugu nka sili ike gbawalu moji. Manobuzi nka ka eji ale ya gbawalu moji. You know, if you know that music, what the English translation is, this hill we are climbing is very, very strong. No, it's a very steep hill, but it's determination that we are now using to climb. That is one of the best explanation I can give you right now concerning whoever is listening. There is no field of life that is easy at all. If you like, say you want to start serving God now,
you still need
start the most.
The problem is that they don't know that before you start experiencing anything, there's a process of training.
Yeah.
So that is why even if you see a footballer does not just get into the match to start playing match.
A lot of
training was involved.
A lot of
you understand? A lot of that's training. That is the knowledge. He's getting knowledge in his part. Yeah. Because without that enough knowledge, he cannot beat the opponent.
Yeah.
And your opponent is life struggles and challenges.
So
you need to train yourself very well. So even people that want to go into marriage, see, you cannot go into marriage if you don't learn what marriage is all about. They know they use. Even the Bible says, "Do not lean on your own understanding."
Somebody say, "If you rush, enter.
You go rush, come out." you go rush, come out. That is just one thing. So anything you want to do in life, any path you want to follow in life, just get full knowledge about that part.
Exactly.
Because you never walk around before. The first time I drove to East, I never drive on before. If you see how many I study map, I study map. I downloaded the map offline. Make I know here say network. Why me for that? I don't know if you understand. But even as the map was leading me, I was still going to bed. I will still ask questions. I beg, Chairman, which side I go follow? Enter Enugu, you know those kind of things. But I was with the map. But I just want to be sure that this map is taking me. So I have to get enough knowledge in that part. If not, I will not get to my destination.
Of course.
If I just say, make I enter, no be East, vroom, you drive. You go run around, you go come back. You find yourself coming back Abuja. I don't think you understand.
I end up going to those states.
Going where you didn't plan going. This is just it. If you didn't plan, you didn't prepare, you might end up going to where you didn't plan to go. That is why you see a lot of rich men. Most of the rich men, they are not happy because they feel that they have not lived a fulfilling life, but they have money. I don't even understand, but they have not lived life fulfilling. But if you know your path, if you follow that path, you will live a fulfilling life. Involves success, involves money. Like living a fulfilling life does not mean that God never created us to be poor.
No.
He never created us. It's just that if you lost your path, you become poor in that.
See,
yes.
It's another big thing. When you made that statement, God didn't create us to be poor.
No.
It's another big thing. You see,
it's in the Bible that God created the rich and the poor and gave them one thing in common, and that was vision. So if you lack to understand the vision that the path you're supposed to follow, poverty determines on the definition of poverty.
That's why I say it's another big thing. You see, some will tell you the difference between the poor and the rich is what they know. It's knowledge. It's wisdom, knowing where to put your money to get more.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that you don't have to spend all your money if you're looking for wealth or looking to be rich, all these things, they are knowledge. The difference is how much do I know and how much does my neighbor know that is making him much more successful than I am.
Mm-hmm.
All these things require
knowledge.
Akonuche,
you
get. And so when you come to things like even making money, making wealth and all this, you still need
knowledge.
You need a particular kind of knowledge
in that field that you want to excel in.
Because if you don't have it, you're not going anywhere. In fact, I'm a very good example of that. I don't know if you get.
Mm-hmm.
I have this background. Right now, I'm a business person. I have this background. I won't like the normal Igbo apprentice. I didn't do Igbo apprenticeship. Abaron boy. Get. I finished my university and I went into it. Though day by day I was learning, but you won't compare someone that did apprenticeship to me. Imam, will compare me with Udu boy, because they will they are far ahead.
Spend more time every day of his life doing that particular thing.
They are far ahead of me. That is no doubt. Yes. And I made one or two mistakes that right now I can tell you I have gained knowledge. It's more like I'm now beginning to cover up for the things, for the apprenticeship that I didn't do. I don't know if you get.
Yes.
Yeah. But they that went through those processes, right now, I would tell you are better than I am, because they've gone through theirs and they now know how well
to do in a particular part. Yeah.
And right now, I'm still going through mine, rising and falling, so as to know what they knew. I don't know if you get.
Yeah.
That is knowledge you need to acquire, even in making money, in making wealth. I'm not going to go into do stocks, do foreign exchange, do this. No, but whatever field you've chosen, there is knowledge in that thing.
Exactly.
And it's universal.
Yes.
I don't know if you get.
Yes. You're not just the only one.
For you to excel in it, you need to look for other people that have gone that path and are successful. In order for them to tell you how to do yours so that you become successful. Because there is no magic in it.
Because you need to meet those
people. It has principle.
Yes.
If you don't follow that principle
and laws,
you wouldn't come out successful.
You won't get it right.
Simple.
It's very simple.
What we are saying here is not like, I will repeat again, what we are saying here is not something out of the blue or out of the ordinary. No, it's something we tend to forget at times.
Yeah.
That's why it's always good to listen to podcasts, listen to people speak, listen to people who know what they are doing. Exactly. You will discover that at the end of the day, you know it. But based on the struggles involved,
you think you don't know it.
What side attraction,
you forget it.
You forget it, and
you think you don't know it.
But at the end of the day, you see that you need to fall back to gaining that wisdom, because without it, everything you're doing looks like shite play. Looks like nothing is coming forth because you don't have it. But when you look at, I think there's this saying that says, show me a man that is he diligent in his work or something, and I'll show you a successful person. Can't quite remember that thing, because you need it. There is no way you will escape it, because once you do, you're off the track already, and once you're gone off the track, automatically you fail. There is no two ways about it. You get. And equally when someone hears universal, they will equally be expecting to hear things from, like, maybe the origin of the universe or what it tells to be. It doesn't take much. I was listening to, there's this, I can't remember, I was on TikTok. There's this black guy, I can't remember his name. It was like, now, I think it started with you that wants to know if the earth is flat or the earth is round, or if you have one world government or who is world power. And after getting all that knowledge, how has it benefited you? The way the guy put it, I learned it anyway. And one thing I learned from that video was, after much, how is it benefiting you?
Which is the most important thing.
How is it benefiting you? If the point at which you are after assessment and you realize that
There was no benefit.
it's not of any benefit to me, you have the responsibility to turn around. It's normal. There's no way you continue on a path that doesn't bring you good things, that doesn't profit
it's not
you.
possible.
You know?
Yeah.
If at the end of the day where you are is beneficial, you carry on. But it's important you get to a point where you need to make assessment. That's why you see businesses at the end of the year, they do their balance sheet. They want to know how much have we spent, how much did we get, what is remaining, are we meeting our targets, and all of that. It's wisdom. There is no business that doesn't look towards profit. And for you to gain profit, at some point you need to make assessment. Because that is the only yardstick with which to know if you are making progress in this business or not. You know, even as we humans, in our human to human relationship, even at some point you will tell yourself, or you realize you've told yourself that, oh, that guy no be better friend. You know, something like that. At that point, maybe before you got to that point, or before you got to that statement, you've seen one or two traits, characters, or something that would make you to say, that guy no be better person, I no go follow him again. You got to a point where you had to access, even if it wasn't done consciously, but something must have triggered you to say it. And at that point, you don't apply wisdom without you even knowing it.
Exactly.
And it's universal. It's common.
It's a normal thing.
It's common to every.
So it's just, the thing is just for us to understand what this universal wisdom is all about. It's just a normal common sense.
Consciously living life.
Consciously the common sense. You have to know anything you want to do in life. Seek for the knowledge.
What you eat, even what you say to people.
Seek. Make sure you know what you are saying.
There are equally deeper parts of it, but the thing is, there was this saying, I do a lot on Instagram and YouTube and all that, There was this saying I came across on Instagram one day. It said, there was all this picture stuff. It said, before you heal somebody, ask them if they want to be healed.
Oh.
It's funny, but it's true. It got me thinking, how on earth won't somebody want to be healed? But then I remembered one of the miracles of Jesus. You always see the people who need healing and healing. I don't think there is ever one of them that he didn't ask first,
or that didn't wanted it first.
That didn't wanted it. I don't know if you get.
Yeah.
And so, before you say something to somebody, like I said, even what you say to people, before you say something to somebody, is it what they want to hear? I'm this kind of person that if I come into a place and they are making arguments, and I observe and see that the minds that are arguing this thing are hooked up on the hearsay part, I go follow and I do hearsay, I go. I'm being honest with you. Someone might say it's not good, but at that point in time, I got to realize, even if I give you the real thing, your mind is not matured enough to carry it. I'll follow you, do the hearsay, and I will go. If I come into a room where the minds making arguments on the real fact, I sit there, we'll do real fact, and we'll go. The difference is, when you go to hearsay side and start doing the real thing,
they won't understand
it's backfire. They are not matured enough to carry it. They are not disposed. They are not open enough for an idea that contradicts what they are doing.
Yeah.
And so it looks like you trying to correct a fool. I think somewhere in Proverbs, I can't quite remember, but trying to correct a fool or something, say he end up making a fool of you, something like that. And so when you want to tell people things ask yourself, is this
it
person
what-
really ready for this? That's
Is your
why
mind ready for it?
yeah, that's why it's important for those kinds of assessment. It helps you know your whereabouts. It helps you know what is the next direction.
Yeah.
And when it comes to things like we humans, our origins, in our position in the entire universe, it's equally a different topic on its own. There might be people who are interested in that aspect. There might be people who are not interested. They just want to live their life and do what they want. But if really you want to gain such knowledge, it's equally important you look for sources that knows what they are doing. Because me, I've right from, like, if you watch my first episode, I said right from the lockdown of 2020, during the COVID era, a lot of things happened to me.
The era where you transform.
I had a lot of turnaround. I had a lot of thinking to do. I had some few researches to make, and I got to realize a lot of things.
Because you were intentional to know the knowledge, yeah.
Because I've come to realize that the things that have been presented to us in form of stories, parables, in form of religious norms, all these things, they are true anyway, but they are not direct truth. There is this. It's like you wanting to tell somebody something, but somehow you paint it, tell the person so that the person won't.
Person will understand the picture you want to paint.
They won't really understand the real thing, but they understood what you told them.
The message has been passed, but they don't understand.
They don't. Thank you. And so I got to understand these things, and I begin to see that it wasn't just in Christianity. The thing was world over. When you go to Egypt, you hear things like the mystery school. You hear of certain occults. You hear of when you come to Catholic, you have they call it this school of cardinals or something. All these people, they know, but those around them don't know.
Yeah.
How do I put it for you to really get? You know what the Bible says. You know what it says in John chapter 1 verse 1. You know what it says Matthew, this Genesis, this. Yeah. But when it comes to the real thing, that thing is pointing to you, don't you?
That is just it.
You get? And
That is just it.
For you to know, you need to move beyond that word. So why I'm bringing it up is for you to become somebody that is, let me say, you use the word universally oriented. You need to be that person that has gone beyond the ordinary, beyond what 1 + 1, 2. You need to, like St. Paul says, milk is for the babies. That's how he put it. Milk, you give it to babies who are yet to have teeth. Then to the adults that can chew, you give them meat. Paul made reference to that. For the babies, you give them milk. For the adults, you give, So for you to be somebody that is universally oriented, you need to have gone beyond. You need to have gone beyond the baby stage or whatever, and
to another way.
And so it's very, very important, honestly, because to be matured in this life,
you need to get the universal wisdom.
You need to go beyond your everyday. That's why if you see men that are well grounded in what they do, they don't involve themselves in petty. If it's not profitable is not the word I want. It's not on their level. They're not interested. There is nothing you would do to make them.
They are not interested, man. We've really had enough and a long conversation about this universal wisdom, man. So I think in rounding up in general perspective, that we have to understand that this universal wisdom that we are talking about is just no big deal. It's just a
simple thing,
simple common sense. So something is something that you need to actually acquire, so by actually being intentional and getting knowledge in everything that you do. Once you're about to do something, so make sure that you have enough knowledge in that thing that you're about to do. So if the more you move to another stage of life, you still have to understand they get the knowledge of the next stage of life, just like playing game. So if you don't know the manners or how to you just
keep messing up.
You keep messing up, yeah, something like that. So please, I believe that this podcast is going to impact someone out there, and it's going to be an influential message for someone out there.
And lastly, in gaining universal wisdom, there are the advantage far outweighs.
It's something that
the disadvantage.
Very, very well.
Although in your part, it will be a mixture of good and bad, light and dark. But the truth is, no one is greater than the other. It's just at that point in time, this is what is happening. At this other point in time, this is what is happening. You get? And so it helps you become much more mature. It helps you to become better. It helps you to become more ahead of the competition. That's just it. You get? And so with this, I really like our viewers to keep watching, keep liking us, keep commenting. Even if you have anything to add to the podcast, in the comment section, you can always...
Definitely, it's always there for you to add. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for honoring this invitation. Thank you so much for anyone out there viewing. I want to say thank you a lot. I really appreciate your time spending here. So if you're just joining us on this podcast, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and subscribe on my podcast channel, Apple Podcast, Spotify. Anywhere you are listening from, please don't forget to subscribe, share your view and comments, share on social medias. Thank you so much.
Definitely.
Once again, I would love to see you on the next episode. God bless you.
Thank you.
Oh, guy, long.